Hi guys, welcome to another video from Overbite Gaming, and today we're taking a look at Silent Hill F. Silent Hill F is the newest release in the obviously long-running Silent Hill series. In this case though, it's set in Japan. I'll speak more about that later. So you play Hinako Shimizu. I'm terrible with Japanese names and words, so we'll just go with Hinako. She's a schoolgirl. You start the game having an argument with your parents, and you run out to meet with your friends. You meet with your friends, and all these spider lily things, red ones, grow around you and kills one of the girls, and there's this misty monster, and you all run away from it. And from there, the nightmare begins. Now, we'll start with the looks of the game. It looks fantastic. It does a really good, nice caption. This damp Japanese village. There is an other world in the game. I think it's the Dark Temple or something like that. And you go in, and it does kind of melt away the world, but it's done really, really sort of like just subtly. So you may see just the edge of something sort of wisp away in red. But basically, anytime she goes to sleep or gets knocked out, you go into the dark world. Now, I didn't care for the dark world in this game very much. It's just, there are some bits that I did like. Like there's rooms that you go into, and it's like a representation of the real world, and you flick a lamp and it changes it. That I did like. That looked good. It looked used, and you could like see the facility of it. But normally, it's just like temple corridors and rooms. You do like switch puzzles. There was an early bit where I couldn't work out where the fuck I was going, which was nice, especially as I was being chased by a monster. So, and it's very dark. In the early part, you have a lantern, but that gets taken off you at one point. But the levels then are a little better, so you don't really need it. But it's still dark, and it's just wandering around in this dark thing where you're just looking at your map more than what's around you to gauge where you're going. So I'm not the biggest fan of it. I did like the storyline that progressed throughout the game. Very weird, very Japanese. So if you don't like weird Japanese stuff that leans really heavily into their mythology, maybe not the game for you. But I do like that stuff, so I was fine with the story. The monster designs kind of fall into two categories. There are bosses, which are slightly different, but I won't really talk about them because, you know, I don't want to give you any spoilers or shit. But you seem to have like doll-like enemies and sort of blobby monster enemies. And that's basically most of what you'll see. There are variety within the two sort of formats of enemies, but yeah. It is, the doll-like enemies are more Silent Hill-esque, I guess. At least lower level enemies anyway from Silent Hill. Because obviously you've had like organic enemies before. Like the weird things with holes for hands. I can't remember. It's Silent Hill 3, I want to say. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's, don't quote me, for Christ's sakes. Combat in this game, not the biggest fan of. I mean, you've got like previous Silent Hill games where you get guns. No guns in this. It's all melee weaponry. It does gain a bit of a twist later on, but I can't tell you what that is because that's a huge twist in the story, so we won't be saying that. So you get pipes and sickles and sledgehammers, things like that. It's more in depth than it needs to be, and it plays more like a Souls-like game in my opinion. You have the dodge, you have a stamina bar. Some weapons allow you to block. You can do a heavy attack, a light attack. You also have a gauge, a sanity gauge, which you can sacrifice some to focus, which will give extra oomph to your attack. But if you get hit, it stops the attack. And if you're playing it on higher difficulties, then it will actually drain how much sanity you have. So you have the sanity bar, and you have a health bar, and you have a stamina bar. You can upgrade these by building up faith, by giving items in offerings at shrines. Once you build up faith, you can then use an item that you pick up along with the faith to unlock like more health, more stamina. You also gain these talismans. They do have a name, like a Japanese name, so yeah, no. You have these talismans, and they will do different things. Like maybe this will charge your focus quicker, or you'll gain extra health from doing this. Stuff like this. It's all sort of little bits, but you do get to unlock further slots through the upgrade system at the shrines. You do have a lot of health items. You have a limited inventory though, so you will have to pick and choose what you want to carry and what you don't. You can carry 3 weapons at a time, and I think it's 8 objects, although you can find objects that will expand your inventory as well. Like most Silent Hill games, this has, I think, 5 endings. I've only seen the one because I've only completed it once, and the first time you complete it, you always get the same ending. So you kind of got to cycle the game. You do keep all of your upgrades on New Game Plus though, so that's nice. So yeah, it's standard New Game Plus as you have it. Graphically, as I say, it looks nice. How it runs, it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, so you get what you pay for in terms of that, because we all know it's not the greatest engine. It looks nice, but the performance can often suffer. In this, I didn't have too many problems. I'm getting between like high 60s to over 100, depending on what's going on. And that's at 1440p, everything in Ultra, and DLS at quality. So it does kind of perform okay. I've heard like some horror stories from other people. I mean, I did have one weird quirk with it, and I'm going to show you. I actually had the presence of mind to capture it, so I'll show you the video right now. I'll give you a lead-in with 5 seconds, because if you suffer from epilepsy or seizures or anything like that, like seeing weird patterns and flashing, don't watch this part of the video. Just skip ahead 10 seconds or something. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. Yeah, it's pretty trippy. It only happened to me one time in that one section, and it wasn't a combat section, so I sort of struggled through it, and then it went away, and I never saw it again. No idea what caused that. Hopefully it's not my graphics card on the way out. But overall, I mean, it is a good game. Is it a good Silent Hill game? Is probably my main drag on this, because you're not in Silent Hill. It's just using the Silent Hill name to tell a different story. If it was more like something in the Siren series or something like that, like Simon Blood Curse, I think it was, the one you had to pay for, it came out episodically on the PlayStation Network. I bought it back in the day, never got on with it really, but it was very it was very small village, Japanese, creepy Japanese mythology, monster bases, and yeah, so it felt more like that than a Silent Hill game. You're not in Silent Hill. The Silent Hill games have predominantly been set in America. I think all of them have. If Silent Hill is even a place, I suppose you could argue. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd say it's a good Silent Hill game. It's a good scary Japanese horror game. Yeah, with some Souls-like combat. It's not what I would be looking for from a Silent Hill game. I mean, I enjoyed most of it. Walking around the village was fine. I found the Dark World sections went on a little bit long and were a little bit boring. It's also there's a lot of heavy combat in this, and getting away from enemies isn't as easy as other Silent Hill games. Like, you remember the first one where you can basically just run past them and be like, bye. In this, they will track you quite a way. There are a lot of puzzles in the game, and even on the easiest puzzle difficulty, I found some of them tricky. So if you like puzzles that are trickier, then there's that. There is a good variety of them, and some of them are quite interesting. One that particularly sticks out, you're in a field, which you can't get out of. You try and get out of the field, you just appear back to the start. And there's these scarecrows, who are basically the monsters that you've been fighting anyway. And there's these weird creepy mannequins contorting different positions, and most of them are holding a knife. So you're like, oh, great. And they've all got like pins in them. Somewhere on the body, you have to find it and then pull it out. And you get clues as to which one you should pull the pin out of. Otherwise, it just comes back to life and immediately attacks you. You've got to be like right on that dodge button, because it attacks you straight away. It literally goes from standing still to striking it, and you've got to be out of the way of that. And then you obviously kill it, and then try the next one, and You eventually get the right one. And it contorts and points the way to the next group. And you do that, I think it's like 4 or 5 times. So it was an interesting puzzle, but the clues were really cryptic in some instances. It's like reading a poem and having to work out what it's talking about. And you're just like, oh man, where is my phone? Get Google on the case on this one. I did. I rolled up my eyes. Absolutely. I Googled some of the solutions to the puzzles because I was just like, what the fuck does that mean? I don't know if it... I assume it's not... Like, I can't blame translation errors or anything like that, I'm assuming. For instance, it was done by a Korean developer, but, you know, so it's, like, done in Korea, so but it's Japanese, so if you can translate from one to the other, I imagine there wouldn't be an issue translating to other languages, but maybe it's like Chinese whispers. Oh, God, we've got a third country. Never mind. Moving on. But, yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a good-looking game. It has an interesting story, but it is a very Japanese take. So, you know, there's those crazy guys over there. They come up with some really weird shit. I mean, like, was it Demons Die Twice or something? I don't know. It's like a Kinect thing I bought. That was fucking weird. So, like, yeah, it's kind of weird. It's not weird to the point where you're like, this is ridiculous. It's just weird by the fact it's completely alien. I think that's part of why it's not hugely scary, at least not to me. To me, where Silent Hill was the scariest was when you had the most familiar things become twisted and alien. And you're like, oh shit, that's disturbing. Because I'm not Japanese and don't live in a 1960s Japanese village, most of this is alien to me. You know, even from the inside decor, it's all wood with sort of paper fucking panels and all that. I just don't. It's just too alien for me to see that sort of just slightly twisted creepiness, because it's already different from what I'm used to, if you see what I mean. But yeah, that's Silent Hill F. Good game. Not sure if it's a great Silent Hill game. Let me know down below if you feel like it's from another series, or whether you feel it's really worthy of the Silent Hill name. Anyway guys, that's it for this week. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time.